Hey folks, Prepper Princess. So today I am cooking. As you know from my last video, we will be putting this house up for sale in a year. A lot of people didn't really listen very well and they thought that I was being kicked out of my house immediately. That's not the case. It's going to be a year and I've begun my home search. And in the meantime, I'm going to be using up pretty much everything that I've already got. I'm going to be using a lot of my prepper food, a lot of my prepper supplies. I'm going to clear out the fridge. And right now I have a ton of steak. As you know, I get it for like $2.48 to $2.98 per pound. And the only thing I have left in my freezer pretty much is steak and a little bit of chicken. So once I get rid of that, I'm going to start going through my prepper food. And right now I'm just draining the steak to make sure that I get off all the excess fat and whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and turn it down to medium, and then I'm going to add one red bell pepper and some onion and taco seasoning. So it's going to be McCormick taco seasoning, which is always really good. And I've got some fajitas, so I'm going to make some fajitas tonight. Taco seasoning, red bell pepper and onion. And I did forget while I was at the store to get sour cream. I do have some cream cheese, so I'll just make do with some cream cheese and cheese as my topping. I have no problem with that. And just so you guys know, check out my website, prepperprincess.com. I do have a new t-shirt which was requested that has my slogan on it, do what you can with what you've got. So make sure if you want that t-shirt that you go and check it out. It's on my website. I believe it's at the bottom of the page. And make sure that you take a look at that. So in the future videos, I'm going to be cooking with my preps, cooking up my canned food. This is a number 10 can of peanut butter powder. And Rocky always gets, each night he gets a little bit of peanut butter in his Kong ball. And it keeps him occupied for a good 45 minutes to an hour. So it's kind of nice to have that little distraction. So I've been using the peanut butter to fill up his Kong ball every night. And I think what I'm going to do with this, it looks really good right now. So this is going to be at least 4 or 5 meals for me. I'm going to put the excess in just a Tupperware and eat it over the next few days. And yes, waste not, want not. I know it fell on the stove, and I know there's going to be commenters saying, ew, gross. Look, I'm not a chef, okay? I'm just cooking in my own kitchen. This is for me. I keep it clean, so even if it does fall on the counter, I know it's going to be okay. So here's the thing, right? My kitchen, you can't see it, but it is a mess. I've been going through all these cupboards, and this is just really interesting because I don't want to take things with me that I'm not going to use, right? When I do eventually move. And I remember back when my mom passed away, she had a bit of a hoarding problem, and I had a bit of a problem. I felt guilty getting rid of her things, and my grandma told me, don't feel bad about getting rid of her things. You know, it's not yours and you're not going to use it, so don't feel bad about it. So I said, okay, great. Now here's the kicker. Grandma calls me the other day, asked me to come over and pick up a bunch of stuff for me to just take. And I'm like, Grandma, I've told you I don't know how many times that I don't want any more stuff, right? I'm a minimalist. I don't like things. I don't like stuff that I'm not going to use. And she's like, oh, well, and she gives me this horrible guilt trip, right, about getting rid of not taking her stuff. And I think what it was is that she was feeling guilty because if I didn't take it, she was going to throw it away. And I think that that's a big reason why a lot of people hold on to things that they don't want or need, is because they have this horrible guilty feeling about getting rid of something that is useful to someone else but is not useful to them. I want to give you guys a quick example. This is beautiful. I have never used it, I've never seen it, and I never will use it, but it's beautiful. It's a deviled egg holder, and it's gorgeous. It's made by, oh, doggone it, it's got my grandma's name on it. Okay, so I was going to get rid of that, but now I'm not, because I will feel guilty because it's got my grandma's name on it. So she made it. Perfect example of keeping something that I'm not going to use, but because my grandma made it, I'm going to find a way to use it, doggone it. But I've been going through all these cabinets And there is just stuff stuffed in the back of the cabinets, like plasticware. It must have been in there for 20 years. I mean, look at the color on that. It's like discolored, dusty, and I'm never going to use it. And I'm doing my best to get rid of everything. But the thing is that I get rid of things so fast that the thrift store that I was taking them to said they can't accept my stuff anymore because there's too much and they ran out of room. Okay, great. So I'm in the process of taking items that can't be used, and I'm putting them in recycling, organics, throwing them away depending on the materials they're made of and stuff like that. And everything is clearing out beautifully and quickly, but every week for the last three weeks, my organics, garbage, and recycling has just been packed full. So slowly but surely it is a process. I think that the first thing I'm going to pack up is going to be a lot of my number 10 can prepping supplies, and I'm going to go through my packaged prepping supplies to get me through the year, because I know that those are pretty much my only and most valuable possessions is my prepper items. I love them. So here's the steak with the red bell pepper and onion. And this is probably enough to fill me up right here. And then I've got some shredded cheese, and the shredded cheese, believe it or not, this time was cheaper by the ounce in the pre-shredded as opposed to the block cheese. It was cheaper this way, done by, measured by ounces. So I think that's probably the first time I've ever seen that, where it was cheaper this way. But this will last me a good couple of weeks. And I've got so much steak in the freezer, and I've got so many onions, it's not even funny. So I've got my whipped cream cheese here, which is going to have to substitute for the sour cream that I forgot to get at the store. And the line at the store, it's getting worse. Just like I have to wait 15 minutes just to get to the register. Even in self-checkout, it's like horribly long. So this isn't going to be a dollop exactly, but so it's either a really big taco or a burrito. I'm not really sure. It's up to you. You guys decide. But it's delicious. It's going to be amazing. It only takes about 5-10 minutes to make, as long as your steak is already defrosted. So you have my permission to get rid of things you're not going to use. My permission. Go through your cupboards and get rid of things, donate them, give them to friends, recycle them, throw them away if you have to. But too much clutter creates chaos in your mind. So at least to me it does. So here's my little burrito. Amazing. I might have two. The McCormick taco seasoning really brought it all together. It's amazing. All right, all. As the months progress, I will do my best to give you an update on the home search. If I get a home, unfortunately, I won't be able to share it with my YouTube channel until I move into it, for fear of if my brother were to find out that I did get a home, he might ask me to leave early, which wouldn't be a huge problem, but there is a slight problem with that, and that is the fact that I will never make the wage in another state that I make right now. So I can't miss this last year, this last opportunity to go through the winter time and do as much overtime as I possibly can to save up as much money as I possibly can. So unfortunately, I won't be able to share it with you until at least March or April if I do end up getting a new home, because that will be probably about the time that I would start packing up and moving. March, April, May, June, July, or August. So I need at least to get through the winter without providing you guys with that information because I don't want it to get back to my family and then him ask me to leave earlier. And I don't want you guys thinking that my brother's some jerk. He's not. It was just a misunderstanding with us for the last 10 years, I guess. I have no ill will towards him, and to be honest with you, he and the house were the only reason I was staying in California anyway. California has become a little bit too populated for me, and I am a small town girl. I'm also a desert rat. So I do prefer the desert, and I do prefer small towns over California. And currently I live in a town with over like 95,000. And I can't go more than 200 feet without hitting a red light. And it's just not my type of personality. So I don't want you guys thinking that I'm super sad about this or that I'm not going to be okay. I am going to be okay, and I'm going to take you guys along with the ride. Hopefully, if I can get a house priced low enough and the proceeds from this house, I might be able to fulfill my dream in the next year. It was always my goal to buy an income property. It is absolutely feasible that I could purchase a home and purchase a duplex, triplex, or even a quadplex in a similar area to where I'm going, okay? So don't think my brother's a jerk. I love my brother. I will always love my brother. I will never let money come between my brother. I'm not going to sue my brother, okay? I love him. And he is a great guy, great man. I want to be a part of his family forever. And I want to help raise his children, even if I have to do that long distance and they come and stay with me for the summer. So just a little thought, don't hate on my brother, okay? Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out.